You all know Ambassador Hill. I want to thank you all for coming, and I have a brief opening comment. We'll take a few questions. President Clinton and Secretary Albright sent us to the region 9 days ago to deal with a crisis which had metastasized into an emergency. The crisis remains. It exists in Kosovo, and it's existed for a long time. And as we proceed with this discussion about where we are today, I cannot underline too strongly the fact that that is why we're here, and the people of Kosovo, all the people of Kosovo, are in need of solutions to the tragedy which has enveloped them for too long. And we must not forget that is what this is about. Now, as for the emergency which brought us here and which brought us to the edge of the use of force, let me say that as a result of the 9 days of discussions we have had, we are in a position to see the possibility that certain commitments that have been made, if they are turned into compliance, can offer us a map towards the lifting of the sense of emergency. Now, where are we? Compliance with Security Council Resolution 1199 is the immediate issue in front of us. We have agreed with President Milosevic on a ground verification program augmented by an important aerial verification program. On the ground, the OSCE, the Organization of Security and Cooperation in Europe, will have in Kosovo a 2,000-person verification mission. That is its name, verification mission. It is not monitors, it's not observers, it's verifiers, compliance verifiers. They will come from any or all of the nations in the OSCE, and they will be stationed with the Yugoslav government's full permission and support anywhere in Kosovo they wish to be. They will have security guarantees from the Yugoslav government. They will have freedom of movement. They will enjoy the same diplomatic status as other people do under the Vienna Convention. They will be, among their other roles and missions, will be to supervise any elections that take place as we move towards what we hope will be a political settlement of the core issue that brought us here today. And there are many other tasks which I'm sure I've forgotten. Secondly, aerial verification by non-combat aircraft flying over Kosovo in conditions that fulfill all standards of safety have been agreed upon. General Michael Short, who many of you saw while he was with us, conducted this aspect of the discussions, assisted by Ambassador Hill, myself, Larry Rawson of the State Department staff, who is over here, General Thrasher, who represents General Clark here, and other members of our group. That arrangement will be codified in a formal agreement between the Secretary General of NATO, Javier Solana, the Supreme Commander of NATO, General Clark, and the appropriate authorities of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia within the next few days, and I think you can expect a trip here by Secretary General Solana and General Clark in the very near future. I've talked to both of them within the last hour, and they're enthusiastically preparing for such a trip. Third, we came here many times in the past, and we will come here again in the future, whether we want to or not, to discuss the core issue of Kosovo. To my left is the leader of our Kosovo negotiating effort, Ambassador Chris Hill, who's really now quite a public figure in these parts and deserves the highest commendation and support. I know he has the full support of Secretary Albright and President Clinton and the rest of the U.S. government. He is assisted by Where is Jim? He's assisted by Jim O'Brien, who works for Secretary Albright directly, and who's easily recognizable here because he has on a sports shirt since his luggage is in Benin. They will continue their efforts. The authorities here in Belgrade will make a statement regarding the political process later today. That is a statement that is theirs and theirs alone. But we hope that it will mark a turning point in the tortured and tragic relationships between the peoples, Albanian, Serb, others, in Kosovo. The Albanian people of Kosovo have, in our view, suffered enormously over the years, and particularly in recent weeks and months, and that's what brought us here. That statement is critically important as the turning point in the process. Ambassador Hill will go to Pristina as soon as possible in order to discuss this issue, which I remind you again is why we're here with the Albanians and others in Kosovo. I cannot stress too highly how deeply concerned we are about what happened in the last few months in Kosovo, the tragedy, the horror of it, the unnecessariness of it, and that, of course, is why we came here. And we hope that this will mark a turning point in the right direction. But the proof is not in what I'm saying here today. The proof is in compliance with UN Resolution 1199, and with actions on the ground in Kosovo.